that they were prohibited from protesting in, and various concerns have come out of that particular situation as to how protests in the country can be better handled. We'll go ahead for the voice notes right here at 6:41. We're going through the headlines and getting your reactions to them. Let's get to hear from you. Good morning.
Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning. Military are dying in the hands of Boko Haram, and they are using their power upon the innocent Nigeria. Ordinary protests, you will see the way they will carry their gun, carry everything, use their come out with force, show that they are power. Ordinary Boko Haram is killing them. They cannot do anything about it. Ordinary Boko Haram is killing them. They cannot do anything about it. God will deliver this country.
Good morning, Mr. Itodo. My name is Comrade Ulabasi from Buhari Area Council. A situation where government suppress people's rights and their voices are muted cannot bring peace to the country. Even themselves, the perpetrators of this evil, cannot have peace, are not having peace in their homes. Even the law enforcement agencies or agents that are being used are not having peace wherever they are. If they are, in fact, the law enforcement agencies, the people who are protesting, those who are fighting for their rights, they are also fighting for their rights also. They are fighting for the rights of their children. All of their children will not come to be law enforcement agents tomorrow. So whether they like it or not, whatever they have done to others that are fighting for their rights and for the rights of Nigerians, it will be done to their children, whether they are alive or dead.
Our democracy exists under a rogue and a violent instigating government. We can see how governments claim or always issue threats before a protest goes on. Can anyone tell me the difference between this so-called democracy we are operating and the military rule? Everything, the fundamentals has been put aside. The rule of law is not being followed. The freedom of expression, on the streets is not being is frustrated. The media is being gagged. You cannot. There is a limit. You can even express yourself in the media, especially the conventional media, like radio and TV. This is sad. It is sad. I think Nigerians must unite and see how they can bring on board a more responsible people into authority who will play by the rules of the game.
Good morning, Deacon Itodo. This is IG voicing from Otaku. You see, I'm always troubled, especially when I see the killings. You can see this is the commanding officer or the commandant of the particular 202 brigade that was killed. Now the government will throw their eyes away as if nothing happened. Just imagine if it's one of the senator or the president himself that has been killed. Is that how they will take you with glove hand? At the end of the day, these same terrorists, when they arrest them, you come and tell me you want to forgive them and reintegrate them into the society. You can see how callous it is. Like, this thing can never happen in a developed country. This thing cannot happen in a country where they know what they are doing. The government know what it's doing. You can't try that in the US. Even the low-ranking soldier, you can't try that. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. I greet you all.
Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. 6:45, going through the headlines and getting your reactions to them. We'll take a few calls and then run through your messages on the WhatsApp platform. Good morning. Welcome.
Hey, boys. How are you? Good morning.
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Have you taken coffee?
I'm having
Please
some
do.
tea right
My
now.
name is
Thank you.
Sometimes it's good. After eating egusi, you change talk, or not only egusi. My name is Jesse Summers, but it's not good for marriage. I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. In a marriage, you eat only egusi. The only thing is the way you prepare it. Some you use bitter leaf, some you use pumpkin. Sorry, my time is
You're making me hungry. Please
Hey,
go on with
boys.
your thoughts. Yes.
off your mic. I don't like men that I will see them, they buy fish for girlfriend, buy drinks for her, but they will not give anything to the wife. And if you don't observe, I want you to observe this. Some men, when their wife calls and they check his madam, they'll start franking their face, but it's frowning their face. But when their side chick call, they will be happy. I don't know why. You will just, even if you are not with him, you will just know that.
What's the relation to our headlines this morning?
The relation is now that Labour told government to make peace with ASU. If not, something good will happen. Do you know that this subsidy is gone? The people that are suffering it the most are workers. What has Labour done to make sure that the plight of Nigerian workers don't reduce? Let me fast forward to just these 3 months that they are owing them wage arrears. Nobody is saying anything. As I'm telling you, if you are selling akara in market, you will be able to train your children in university, because when you buy beans 1.5, you buy groundnut or 2 something, you will know how you will sell your akara. But workers don't even know how to go about living. Most of us are surviving, and Labour is talking of ASU. I'm not saying they should not talk on behalf of ASU, but they should make it holistic. Please, what can Labour do if it's cooperative? What can they do to help workers? Finally, a group advised chief executive that they should be professional. How?
All right.
Some chief executive that they see self as a small demigod.
All right.
Let me off my radio. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, the most distinguished Honorable Itodo.
Welcome, sir.
My name is Abokar, calling you from Gwagwalada. I greet the legendary Mrs. Omeza and all the callers, contributors, and esteemed listeners. I find it very, and all socio-ethnic organizations said that we doesn't want coup. But coup plotters doesn't operate in isolation. They sample public opinion. They notice general discontent, general dissatisfaction with the policy of government, a quick public outcry when government refused to be more flexible during democracy. Good governance never attract coup plotting. It is bad governance. Those in position of authority to be more flexible, to be more humanitarian. People are in acute suffering. People are going through a hell in Nigeria. If they want to use democracy to be sustainable, they should be more humane. I just like it this morning.
All right, sir. Thank you for sharing the run through some of your messages on our live feed right now. We're streaming on YouTube and Facebook. Good morning, Anthony Menogo, Otlo Soledi, and Toby Sonia on our YouTube platform. Looking at Facebook at this time, also Francis Namani says, under a democratic process, peaceful protest is allowed, but in Nigeria, the reverse has become the case. Which way, Nigeria? May God help us. And Oyewale Fatima says, peaceful protests highlight grievances and foster dialogue for a just society. However, most leaders do not support the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Protesters should consider or reconsider, as they lack backing, and government action could escalate tensions. I urge Sowore and others to hold protests to avoid conflicts and prioritize peace. Solutions, not divisions, should guide us towards a more equitable future through constructive engagement. And Hilary Uchenna says, for me to protest is not a bad thing, but we should all be careful. It's well in Nigeria. Emperor Malinga, although the protest should have been avoided in the first place. Jack TT says government acts like protest is illegal. What is illegal, is what he shares from Wuye. And running through some thoughts on the WhatsApp platform right here. Odion in Area 11 says Nigerians will continue to ask for good governance and nothing the law enforcement can do about it. One day Nigerians shall win because no king reigns forever. And the government should be very careful about the killing of our gallant soldiers by bandits and Boko Haram. If this killing continues, people will be interested or will not be interested in joining the Nigerian army. God bless Nigeria. That is what Chris from Dutse shares. And Alex in Kubwa says an article supporting Obi for 2027 it is sure the way to success. And except this, they should forget about the so-called coalition. Ambition should not be inordinate. And Ima, future president, says the government is always against the people. The same police going through the hunger are the ones being used against the people, but they can't be there forever. And for most Nigerian politicians, they are not sincere because they are power drunk after the elections and can do anything possible to die in power. Superiority wants to be displayed, insecurity everywhere, and nothing is being done to combat that because they gain massively over that, leaving their persons in shackles. God will judge them, is what Mr. Dada Yunana in Tasha 1 shares. Police tear gas innocent peaceful protesters yesterday. The same people who tear gas innocent protesters receive miserable stipends monthly. The officers should be reminded that the chickens come home to roost. That is from Ekeneme Ernest. Good morning. Welcome.
Mr. Itodo, good morning, sir. How's the work? How is protest yesterday? These are our uniform men, they are not helping the matter. Look at how they are chasing them everywhere in the country. But them, they can only chase the peaceful protesters. The problem we have in Nigeria, they too are participants. They are enjoying it also, as we are enjoying the suffering. May God help us.
Itodo, good morning, and good morning to all the listeners of this wonderful radio station. My name is Mr. Welt from Kubwa. So I want to talk about the protests yesterday, where the police have come out to debunk that live ammunition were not used. Itodo, I want to say that I watched the video. They used live ammunition. We all saw the video. Showere was there and other protesters when they opened fire. So they had to run away from that place to go and regroup in another area. So this is totally wrong and condemnable because as citizens we have the right to protest.
All right, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. We need to go in a bit at 7 o'clock. It'll be time for the lead. But here is what Anjorin Kayode in Asobi says. The Nigerian police needs to undergo special training on protest handling professionalism. I was a victim of tear gassing yesterday at the Ministry of Finance area on my way to the office. The bandits are reinforcing back to the northeast and north central. Nigeria security agents should wake up to their responsibility. God bless Nigeria is how he ends his thoughts. Thank you so much for being a part of this. You can catch up on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. And don't forget to stay hydrated and stay tuned. Good morning.
My village people don't come again.
This is Nigeria Info.